We'll be waking up here and she'll get notified and she'll jump on. It's kind of our way of staying together when we're not together.
But yeah, I'll send you that that picture. His birthday's not till June 2nd, so still
Okay.
a while on.
Well, girls already May.
Yeah, June's next month, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's
And it's
His birthday's in less
2026.
than a month.
That's crazy.
he's
Oh,
gonna be 16.
Yeah,
That's
because his
crazy.
birthday
Oh.
is June 2nd. So
you have another aunt.
Really?
Yes. I have a baby sister that I just found out about. Matter of fact, NBC is going to be here on the 20th and 21st to film our reunion. My dad, when I was little, we were living in Martinez, California, and this lady, Jerry, showed up. And she was like barely 18. I must have been 7 or 8 years old. And yeah, they're sitting down for mom and dad.
Okay.
And well, this lady left. She only knew my dad by his nickname, Vic.
Yeah.
So my sister had been, Stacy had been looking for us for all these years, looking for my dad, Richard Walls, instead of
Okay.
James Richard, so she couldn't find it. She did the 23andMe
Yeah.
and found Jamie and Angie. And then, of course, she immediately found Dad right after that. And yeah, it's just,
That's cool.
it's going to be emotional. She looks just like if you mixed Willow and Jamie.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, let me show you a pic.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy talking about it. But this is the guy filming it, Cody Bryan, or Cody Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, he's where he's talking about it. He's creating some. He's a Grammy Award-winning producer.
Dream of mine for years, and I'm actually hosting. I'm hosting it for the first time. It's always been a dream of mine just to help people. That's the reason I got into storytelling. The bottom line was to help people tell good stories that people felt something from, that people would share and people would relate to, and that would connect people. Fast forward to today, now I'm hosting a show called The Reunion Project. Brand new. We're in the middle of production right now. Actually getting ready to go to London for one of the episodes in a few days.
I was on the phone with him when he was on.
It is just
He was ready to do that.
inspired by my own story of searching for truth. Where did I come from? Who was my dad? Not knowing anything about him or where he was, and I did a documentary about a decade ago.
I can't get into that right now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she said she spent her whole life.
Was she in Cali or Arizona?
Colorado.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Colorado of all places, yeah. And when she told me that, yeah, I've been searching for you guys, for my family. Her whole life, her mom committed suicide when she was 14.
So she kind of felt alone.
She's felt like an orphan most of her life. And it's just, yeah, I've got a nephew and a niece. She's also a tattooer.
That's cool.
I haven't got to talk to her yet, but
Yeah.
but Jake, Jake, he's into bodybuilding and powerlifting.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, just and she's just like probably more like Jamie than anybody.
Yeah.
And just yeah.
I think the 23andMe and stuff's pretty legit though, because I mean, like if you think about it, like that's how Jared found his dad and his sisters when they all went to Washington. Like low key, how I found out Kevin's my whole brother for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's not Marcus.
No.
no, he's the other Marks.
The other Mark. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Your dad is so.
he's a
I don't know if I ever told you that.
He's
Yeah,
a
no,
pig.
yeah.
Wow, no, I
So-
did not know that. He don't look nothing
Jared had his thing, right? Like he had found all his families. So then, like when I had ended up getting my stuff, it breaks apart the DNA. So it tells you what you have to have in order to be like a half sibling and a full sibling. So then I compared mine when Kevin popped up to like our DNA stuff. And I was like, wait a second. And I like screenshotted everything. And I ended up sending it to mom. And I was like, this tells me that according to our strands of DNA and how this all lines up and the percentage that we are full-blooded siblings. And at the time she was like low-key in denial, and she was like, you know, if they have like made mistakes on those things and stuff like that. And I was like, it's my whole DNA. It's my spit. There's no mistake in it. So,
Yeah,
and then I had ended up telling Mark, you know, that this is the results that we had and stuff. And it's their personal decisions. They don't really want to have.
Well, there's a
Anything, just
lot of there's a
timing.
lot of emotion behind that for both your mom and your
Yeah.
dad. You know, and I'm sure for Mark also. You know, it just
It's crazy how like just the world has
Do you think
evolved
your
in technology
mom
though.
ever actually told
I
Mark
don't know.
2.0 now instead of Mark 1.0?
I'm not sure. I just felt it was like right to be honest about it though, because that was the what popped up, and it was just like I always knew in my gut because him and I look a lot alike, and then he looked like him in his younger, like when Mark was younger,
okay.
in his photos and stuff. So
Mark 1.0.
Yeah.
yeah, the tale of the two Marks.
Well, it's hard because you're like Mark and you're like, wait, which one? So now there's like Mark 2.0.
I think I still have that picture. I'm in the life. It told me because I'll watch your lives, and it was like Martin Walls is waiting for you to join the live, and I was like, I'm in the live.
Wait a second, I am here already.
Featuring me. Trying to find that photo, but it was crazy because I always thought that like they looked. But like actually crazy enough though, Kevin resembled Martin.
Yeah, everybody thought he was my
Insanely.
kid. Yeah, I mean, it just. It's the blonde hair. None of the other kids. I mean, you had the next lightest hair.
Yep.
I mean, it
You
just.
used to at least.
Yeah.
I actually miss my natural hair. Kaylee has the same hair.
Yeah, I miss my hair.
So there's one of his younger photos.
Wow, I didn't know. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Wow. Looks like John.
Yeah.
I mean, golly, that looked just like John.
There's me.
Aw,
You want to see?
And then there's the me when I met you.
aw, yeah.
No, what's the other you? You just said there's
Oh.
me.
So there's me.
Oh. So you look, you
My
just
crazy
woke
hair.
up and look like you were mad at everyone because you just woke up.
Fuck was.
There's a full picture. John killing me.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. That was in Florence.
Oh, there's mom when she was younger. I saved it. Crazy hair and all, because like, why not? Oh, remember high school me?
Oh, wow.
There's my OG hair. If you ever want to know what the exact color was before I lied and I dyed it.
At least you're not going red and then convince everybody. No. I see a lot of people that do that. Oh, you're not even a real redhead.
That was, it's like a huge fad though right now. And I don't understand it.
You're not a real ginger.
Kaylee wanted her head red for a while and we were like, not happening.
Yeah, she did. Oh, this is the photo that like threw
Oh,
me.
don't-
Up. This is his military picture.
Okay.
But
Wow.
him and Kevin look.
Your dad?
Yeah. I mean, I see Kevin in that right there. As soon as you say Kevin, yeah. What was I gonna say?
Especially when Kevin was like super in like
Bodybuilder.
body. Yeah, I showed her the pictures of what Kevin used to look like when he was bodybuilding. But yeah, I feel like in just a small way, it's always new.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like,
man,
I feel
let me
like
tell
I'm in
ya.
the Kevin thing right now, though, by like, which one's my dad? That's where
She got to meet her dad actually for the first time ever in her entire life when we went to Oregon.
Okay.
hopefully he's my dad because I kind of like.
He went through a really rough patch and he was like on alcohol, had a couple
Drugs.
like things with like prison and things like that. And now he's a year sober.
Yeah, no, I told your dad that I kind of like my voice.
There's some questioning concerns there.
Well, not only that, but then like one of his friends was like, "Your daughter reminds me of Adam, which is my uncle." That I remind her of like his mom and his brother, and I'm like, don't say that.
No, it's a really cool experience.
My sister, my younger sister looks just like Jamie, just like one of her daughters too, like Willow. So traits, traits are there.
Yep.
If it's in the genes, it's
My little
plausible.
brother looks a lot like my mom's brother Christian.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I tried many times to ask them if I was adopted or I.
Oh yeah, you're like I know I'm adopted. I think you even said that a few times. I know I'm adopted.
I told her all the time. I was like, I would just try to get a different answer, see if the truth was out there.
So that's my dad.
Like, no, you got the same attitude. Oh, okay.
That's my dad, and
And
then
unfortunately, I look like my mom with
I
a
can
different
see it.
nose.
and then I had to like Photoshop my uncle into one of these pictures because I don't actually talk to him. But then that's my uncle.
Okay, yeah.
It is crazy, I'm telling you. But the main takeaway is technology is like wildly advanced.
And Lisa wants to get me the 23andMe thing.
I do. I want her to do it just to see.
I'm considering doing it.
You should.
Not that I'm expecting anything out there.
It wasn't more so for yeah.
That would surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I have any chipping out there. I shouldn't.
He's gonna pop up. He's got 3 daughters, 2 sons.
Yeah, no, I would find that hard to believe. But
No, but I think it's good to just like, I wanted to do it to know exactly what made
You.
me. Like, what did I take away from them? And I mean, no surprise, I'm 100% European, but like, it's cool because it'll tell you like what your makeup is like completely and what like you fully are and what percentages. And then I like Ancestry because it tells you exactly like locations of what your DNA derives from. So like certain islands, certain.
See, I have a pedigree that my Uncle Jack on my dad's side had been working on for years.
Yeah.
But his was all done manually, all handwritten, everything else. And that's my curiosity in wanting to go in and have mine done, so I can validify or validate or whatever what needs to be done to validate what he's done, or say no, this wasn't true.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want her to do it for because she wants to know exactly who she is. Where she came from.
Well, it's hard to.
Because, like, your mom and your dad as humans, but, like, where do you come from?
Well, so, like, my dad, his dad was adopted, but he's full-blown Hawaiian. But there's so many islands in Hawaii, so it's like, which one did I come from? Maui, Honolulu, like, all these other ones. Hopefully it's one of the cooler ones.
That's not anywhere if you think about it. You say, hey, I'm from Europe. Okay, well, what part of Europe? Where? You even say Germany. Okay, what side? What part? Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have Germans and you have Bavarians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently 2 very different things.
Yes.
Yeah, your mom's Bavarian.
Yeah.
She's very proud of that.
Yeah, she is. You're German? No, I'm Bavarian. It's like asking a Texan. Oh, you're American? Nah, I'm Texan.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. We have the Alamo. Well, and granted, Bavaria was the only country at the time who was never conquered by the Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
And that's why
So they're
have
very
such pride.
prideful about
Yeah. The only country in Europe.
Maybe that's why Texas is so like
Nobody
we're
loves Texas like
Texans
Texas loves
because
Texas.
they were their own country.
That's why I used to joke with you. I would tell her, I'm like, I love you like Texas loves Texas. I did love Texas though. It is hot there, but I loved it there.
Oh, Texas is great.
I was supposed to see Willow like last year when I was still there, and I didn't get to.
Oh,
Really wanted
Oh yeah,
to.
she invited us to the rodeo.
Mm-hmm. One day though, but I always, I would still like live there if I had like a good opportunity.
yeah, I was closer to that.
Yeah. What does she feel about finding your sister?
Well, her first thing was, yeah, I bet you got more out there than that.
Huh?
I'm like, Mom, I wasn't trying to trigger you. But that was her first statement.
Yeah.
I had another sister out there. I'm surprised you ain't got more. It's like, Mom.
Grandma shouldn't sell us. Yeah, you should see my grandma Rita when she was young. Oh my God, she was so beautiful. She's still beautiful.
She was
very
yeah,
beautiful.
she did beauty pageants when she was young. I believe she even went for Miss California at one point.
That wouldn't surprise me. And Jamie reminds me a lot of Grandma Rita. A lot. If you've ever seen my Aunt Jamie,
Here. Oh.
and my Angie, but I don't get to see her very much. I don't think she's on Facebook very often.
Jamie's last name is
Same as Dad's.
Oh.
She
Then
was
Walter.
there for a while. She was going by Clark. Using the Clark policy, which we are related to the Clarks out in Grande, which is the same Clarks. I was part of the Lewis and Clark expedition.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Her?
Yes.
It's one of my older sisters. Oh, baby
Pretty.
sister. Well, I always had Crystal too. I mean, she's
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Got to help her, last week. So that was when stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
I was telling Kylie, I was like, if we had extra rooms, I would have just come on out.
she's so resilient.
Who's
She's
Natalie Simpson?
so independent.
No, I said
She's
Oh,
very
it's Maria.
independent.
I think it's good to have a fighting spirit. I know God has good things planned. Otherwise, the warfare wouldn't be as hard.
It's as iron sharpens iron.
I heard
It takes
Sam's
friction.
getting there.
Yeah, he gets out the 8th, is from my understanding, and it really shook him. And I, not that I'm wishing that upon him or anything like that, but if that's what it took. Everybody falls. We all have struggles and we all fall.
Oh yeah.
It's whether we have the tools to pick ourselves up or not, because a lot of that trauma is from our childhood, and it dictates how we respond to things.
I truly believe if people want to change, everyone deserves whatever chance it takes to get there. Otherwise, if people, your dad,
John.
my dad, Jared, all these things, all these people that struggle, all ourselves, we all have our demons. And if everyone just wrote us off based off of what we were going through, you're not your circumstances.
That's right.
Believe in John, he's willing to stop doing stupid stuff and just finally come home and see his kids.
I hope so. I miss my brother. I do. I really do. In the beginning, it was a little easier because you're just dealing with more like resentment or anger. But then once that wears off and you just miss the person, you start thinking about
Well,
that
you
more.
miss the fun times you had with your brother, not the bad things that he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, John's many things, but he's also smart. I mean, he is smart. He's funny. He's talented at pretty much anything he wants to pick up.
So he's
I used to hate that
man of
about
all
him.
trades.
Yeah, like he can literally eyeball something or like see it for a few minutes and he'll pick it up. Or like when he wanted to play instruments, he would kind of watch, pay attention, and he would start picking it up. You know,
Oh, yeah,
he
he
wanted to
picked up
skate and he would pick up like there's just so many things like or like math, like he would help me and like he just knew numbers. Like I just always remembered like for both my older siblings, Kelly and John, they're both very like
Smart.
book smart. Yeah. You wouldn't know it by a lot of the things that he did, but he was.
A lot of it was for validation, you know, from your real dad.
I know.
For that, not getting it. You know, it just my brother did the same thing when my parents divorced. He went, yeah, Richard went off with his dad. And no, this is all stuff I'm still unpacking. You know, recently,
Yeah.
last 3 nights, been unpacking it all. But within that, it's you know, kids are so impressionable. That's just it. You know, not having the right, you know, the right tools to deal with that emotion,
Yeah.
right? You know, and it's just like, you know, hey, it's nobody told them, hey, your dad's going through stuff. I thought I did a few times, but you know, it's still it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult when you're looking for that validation.
There was a lot of things too when John was in like the hospital setting for like psychiatric care that when they diagnosed him, it made me see him a lot differently too, because I was able to kind of look up these things and understand him a little bit better. And I can't say that a part of me wasn't hurt that like we weren't able to understand him that way, I guess, or like get him help. You know? I don't know. Because even when I went through a lot of things with like depression and stuff, Mom was very much like I don't know.
Kind of in your head?
Yeah.
Mind over matter.
Well, her main thing is just I'm young or a teenager that, you know, like basically stop smoking.
Well, right. That's, you know, suck it up and get over it is not.
I just don't think she understood based on how she grew up and in European medicine, they're not very big on like diagnosing, you know,
I think
a lot
your
of things.
mom suffered with depression.
Oh, she does.
Undiagnosed.
Yeah.
My mom has following a lot of struggles. She's never faced. And that is the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
just, you know, don't get me wrong, I love your grandfather, you know, but, you know, who he is and what he's did his whole life, you know, absolutely had it.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I've forgiven her a long time ago. Her and I are very close now, but I see things as an adult taking steps back and learning why people are the way they are and certain things made me understand people a lot
Insecurities,
differently.
fears, you know, we all have them.
And I realized, you know, everyone just does the best with what they have and what they know. And I also know, like, being here without any family that she had and
Well, that was her choice.
all the things it was.
That was
But I know
her
it
choice
couldn't
to
have
walk
been
away.
easy with,
Well, she
you know,
didn't say that to him
you know?
after she left. I mean, for nearly over a month. You know, from what I remember, she didn't say nothing to them for over a month when she had left Germany.
yeah,
And you just
she said my grandma was very,
They didn't
very
believe her at
hungry.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't she not even tell him that she was leaving Germany? She called when she got to America
She just
and was
went
like,
and
I'm
got
in
on the
America.
plane. But she was pregnant with me.
Isn't that like low-key running away? Because she wasn't a teenager anymore at that point. She had you at what, 23?
Mm-hmm. Well, that, and I think by that time they were married and stuff. So I mean,
Was
if
it
she
kind of like
left-
yours and Jared's marriage, where like she kind of got knocked up by your dad and was like, best thing to do is get married?
No, I mean, I think she saw a version of him that she thought was,
Who he really was.
yeah, and then things just got toxic because of, you know, his drinking and his addictions and stuff and how he was.
struggles that he didn't have the right tools to deal with either. So,
And at that point, after having kids together, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, he's supporting, he has a life there. If he's going back home,
I'm just gonna go too.
you know, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, she did tell me that, you know, her parents had told her many times to walk away, to leave, all the things, but my mom is very stubborn by nature. And I think she wanted to prove a point. I really do.
You laugh like that's an understatement.
I'll admit that's a trait that I have. And I try to
Stubbornness?
work on it. Yeah. People tell me I can't do something, I'm just going to do it because you told me I couldn't do it.
Oh, you mean like when I tell you not to move the water because you have a hernia that has to now
heal. Yeah,
and has a mesh?
Oh,
Well, I'll be
The
like
next thing
walking.
didn't hold. So
I'll be like walking in, and she'll have like the thing of water getting ready to put in the fridge, and I'm like, I was in the bathroom for 2 seconds. You could have just waited. And she's like, it's
why
not
that
that.
mesh won't hold is because you keep doing stuff like that.
And then she's like, it wasn't even that heavy. I'm like, your limit is a gallon of milk. It's supposed to be
I'm
long.
going to look to get it fixed soon.
Yeah, Fortress still has a bunch of onions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that they haven't come with something more like suitable. Because in reality, I mean, who's going to really just stay from just picking up like
A gallon of milk.
the whole time? You know, it's just not reality. Because
I mean,
in jobs, you can't just be like,
Oh, I got a hernia.
I can't do anything.
My grandpa had to get his third one because he be doing that too. Things that he's not supposed
It's
to carry,
hard.
and he carries.
Because there has been times when I was in warehouse work where like I was faced with either like I don't have money to pay my bills, you know, because they can't place you somewhere else, or I gotta basically like I do have a thing that
That pushes it in.
yeah, it's like a protection thing, but it like pushes it like in so you can, you know, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
You don't have to move the water. I'm literally at home with you.
Yeah.
And we have 3 kids.
And like all the times I push through fixing trucks, fixing cars, getting home from work, body hurting, my back killing me, so I climb out of the truck to go fix
Just
the transmission.
I feel like that's everybody now.
What?
Unfortunately, all like just the world right now with the position we're in, everybody's just
Oh, tired.
Well, you know, we've been exhausted. It's everything that's being done is by design.
I think they just they want us tired, they want us down, they want us desperate.
They want us divided. They want us all back.
And it is crazy because if you really think about it, the middle class is almost getting demolished. Like there's almost just
A high class and a low class.
Oh well, that's how it has to go. Why? Because the middle class is what threatens the higher.
mm,
Because we have the means. Well, I'm no longer in the middle class. Have the means to resist. However feeble it may be with today's technology, we still have the means to do it. But that Second Amendment wasn't arbitrary. You know, and mind you, the laws were not set up to limit us. All laws that the government passes were to limit them. And yet they just keep putting stuff on. They keep criminalizing citizens. They keep, you know, and it's sick. It's like pro wrestling.
well, it's even rents, gas, insurances, all the things. People aren't going to be able to afford any of it anymore. Like it's crazy that like going home at the end of the day and basically being flat broke, knowing that every little last dime you had went to a
Bills.
bill just for that one
That 1 month.
month that you can breathe, and then you start it all over again. Like that's not, we weren't designed for that.
Because they want you to the point where you have to rely on them to get through everything. They are going to have a universal basic income that they're going to start distributing within the next 10 years. It's going to happen because people can't survive. But yet, they just take our taxes and put them wherever they want in their own pockets. Fraud left and right. It's sick.
Which is crazy because if we fraud, we go to jail for years and years and years, but the government does
Which is
it.
crazy because we're
And they're
taxed
hiding.
on taxes we already.
And if they really,
Next time.
if the left hated Trump as much as they said they would, why aren't they opening the Epstein files to go after him with it?
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Why? Because their names are in it too.
It's true.
And that's my point. It's just like, okay, but you guys will sit here and tote everything else about him. Okay, so this is like pro wrestling. You guys are just bashing him to on that end because he flipped or whatever. I think he did it on purpose.
Even
But
teenagers nowadays know what's going on, though, and questioning, and because it's just in plain
the
sight.
issue though, they're getting their education from TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are controlled by billionaires. You think that narrative ain't controlled? Absolutely it is.
I think that's why Trump wanted to shut it down for the longest time until it got bought out. And that was also, I think, a pawn.
Yes, it was a pawn move. It wasn't about, it was about control. Because it absolutely was,
We were
that
getting.
guy Singh, whatever, he's a part of the Chinese Communist Party. Now you understand, communists kill people. People are like, oh yeah, the socialist. Okay, well, you guys understand where all that leads, right? It just, who pays for all this?
Right.
It's the people working. There ain't free stuff. The government doesn't give us free stuff. It comes out of all our pockets.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, with everything that's going on and how expensive things are, they made it even harder for people to even use resources now. Medicaid, things like that. They push deadlines. They tell you don't have what you have, even though you've given it to them,
Or you have an insurance company that has not been to medical school telling somebody insured what the doctor's recommendation isn't valid for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if I give you medical advice or you medical advice, I'm liable. I'm liable legally.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're like, yeah, it's not going to serve you the way that you think it is. Really? Are you the doctor? You're not even the one diagnosing. They're not even the one there. and that's my biggest complaint about it. It's a scam. This health insurance, it's a scam. The companies that it saved were going bankrupt at the time. And that's exactly what it did. Compulsory. So they passed laws to make things compulsory for us. I'm sorry, that wasn't what our legal system was set up to do.
It's just scary because, I know, the same fears for you guys as parents with kids growing up, and then, thinking about, Joshua's a couple, 3 good years away, being 18, 2 years away from being 18.
I
And
was gonna say he's gonna be 16.
the kind of world that they're in,
Well, they have a better understanding of toxicity than we do.
This generation coming up is very vocal, and I'm very proud because it should have been what happened a long time ago. They're not afraid to voice, to protest, to.
But understand, that voice is being narrated to them. They're being, I have no doubt, they're being groomed to be that way, to hate this country for a reason.
Yeah.
They are absolutely being groomed to hate this country for takeover. These people that are taking over this country look at it on a generational level.
Yeah.
They look at it, okay, well, we'll raise the next generation to take the guns from.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what 2 to 3 generations they'll have our guns. Why? Because the generation that's coming up right now hates them. Why? Because that's everything that's narrated to them. They don't understand why that Second Amendment was out of place. We're not even taught civics anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're taking.
There's 30-year-olds that I talk to who have never had a civics class. Well, the civics class that they had was strictly on protesting.
Mm-hmm. And current.
Really? Okay, so what about your duty as a citizen?
Yeah.
Jury duty, all this different stuff. What about that? Well, what do you mean? Oh, so you know nothing about the way that the government operates? You don't know the judicial system? You don't know the executive branch? You don't know any of this stuff?
Yeah.
No. But yet you're going to criticize the document that's based on it.
Yeah.
Because you're placing that the sins of the father because they were slave owners that the document has to be fallible because of, show me where the fallacy is in the documents.
Yeah.
Show me. And I'll succumb to it. The issue is, yeah, we're all created equal.
Yeah.
And the government wasn't set up to limit our rights. They were set up to limit the government's control over us.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
Joshua and Jacob are very big on history and they do a lot of research. They watch a lot of, it's Josh's favorite subject. And Jacob recently had learned about the Holocaust. He was very, very, very in tune to it. So he started like looking up things on YouTube, all these things.
And then he has to watch the boys.
He literally came into the kitchen one day and was like, Mom, he's like, with the way things are going, he's like, I feel like we're going into like another genocide. And I literally looked at him and I was like, well, one, you're 13. Like, this is crazy that we're having this conversation. But also, like, I'm just very proud that they are very deep thinkers because that's how I used to be when I was younger. I questioned everything. Well, I mean, I still do that. But the fact that they notice that things aren't
how they're supposed to be.
Right. I don't even know if there's a how it's supposed to be anymore in anything, but
there used to be.
Just to know that they know that something is off.
Well, pre-Nazi Germany, they embraced the whole LGBT community to get them to expose themselves. You know what happened afterwards?
They killed all of them.
No, they put them in the military.
Oh.
They put them in uniform and then sent them to the front lines.
So they thought they were making a difference, but really they put their life on the line.
What happens on the front lines? Yeah. They let their own enemies' bullets go. Well, they didn't have to fight. Absolutely. So just be there. Up until 2016, there was no issues with the gay lesbian community.
She's married to some guy named Kyle.
That was coming up. Then all of a sudden it became politicized overnight and polarizing. That was done by design. Yeah. There's nobody I talk to that has issues with the gay and lesbian community. Yeah. Nobody. But the news and politics and everything else want it to sound different because it's what sells for one, and it erodes the country. Sorry, we are a country of a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and everything else.
Well, yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to separate us, though, with ICE, with sexuality, with identity.
Well, I already told Lisa, I said, if it ever comes down to where, like, our marriage isn't, like, legalized anymore, or whatever, like, they make it to where, like, being gay is illegal again, I was like, I'm just gonna go find a dude, be in a lavender marriage, and I'll be coming home every night.
We're just roommates. Those photos, we're just really close.
Yeah, I would have an issue with them going back on certain things like that. So
I'd like to think we've come so far that, like, allies and in the community alike wouldn't let that happen.
Well,
but
they tried taking down the stone wall and they already got it. Like, they can't do it again. Like,
I was just gonna say, but like with women's rights and stuff, that did get. You're just cautious. You have to learn to be cautious, I guess. Like, I'd like to think it wouldn't happen, but because I'm like, we've come so far to just turn back, but
Well,
and it has been proven statistically, like 70-something% of the country is more in support and no issues than the lesser few. That too, I guess.
From that, I just
Aww. Love you too, baby. It's just, I see, and I understand how some of this, how they are.
Yeah.
And it's just on a psychological level. And this is just it, right? You know, they are trying to, these politicians and everybody that's behind this, there is a pedophilia. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
There
100%.
is. And they're trying to hide behind different groups. You know, just like a terrorist organization does, they'll go bomb somebody, they go hide in a school.
Yeah.
You know, it's just same thing.
Well, yeah, and I feel like the closer we get to bigger things, then something else magically happens to cover that. Because when we got, you know, these Epstein files and stuff, look at all these little things that went off around the world to try to distract and take away from what they were finding.
Well, that island's still fully operational. For a lot of people don't know.
Wasn't it like not proven that he's like officially dead either, though?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Miami.
Intelligence. Dead.
I didn't think
A
so.
lot of people said that.
Actually, I didn't have that theory at first. It was Joshua
Now,
that actually came to me and told me that he doesn't think that.
now get this, right? So people are motivated by four things: money, ideology, coercion, or ego. Now, coercion falls into money, ideology, or ego. You can coerce somebody to do this or that.
Yeah.
Now, blackmail also falls into coercion. What Epstein Island was. You're a freshman senator. You make it to Washington. You know, you've been there for years. You know, say you guys. And you're like, hey, you know, we have this stag party going on. No bring your wives, no girlfriends, nothing like that. Just you guys, you know. And you show up, and there's all these underage girls there. You don't even do nothing. You're just there. And pictures are being taken secretly with hidden cameras, everything else. Now,
Make
Senate
it
Bill,
look like you're there for that
about
reason.
6 months later, Senate Bill 1102 comes to the floor, and you want to vote no because you know it's just going to screw your constituents. I can't be you. So you vote yes. You, I'm voting no. Well, when you vote no, this is what's going to come. We will wreck your life. And that's exactly what it's doing. If they can coerce them.
Even in real life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, in other words, you know, just enjoy the ride. We'll protect you. Just do what you say, or do what we say when we tell you to, and everything will be cool.
Yeah.
And that's how they play. And that's why you see some people getting really burned, and other people's not. You know, it just other people don't. It just it's because of the games that they play, and it's just. I mean, there's billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in play here. Yeah, they don't give a shit about human life. They don't care. They care about their lineage, about their livings, their kids, that their grandchildren have a future. And that's how they pass it through that thought process. They live entirely different lives than what we can fathom.
Yeah.
Until one kid's too stupid and then they find
And then they just knock them off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yep.
Robert Kennedy Jr. Oh, his plane went down. He was getting ready to get into politics. Now, I think that I think that's the Robert Kennedy that's out now, right? It's kind of weird that he came back out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He probably went into hiding because they were going to kill him. And wherever he went, whatever he got into, yeah, he ended up on the fringe. Some weird ideas, everything else, and you know, I just. When I first saw him, I thought, "Wow, okay, hey, we have an actual Democrat, somebody that's not a politician right now." Because that's just it. But
Yeah.
sick of the politics.
Yeah.
That's why I got voted in. Everybody was sick of the politics.
Yeah.
Washington as usual.
Well, yeah, because we bought into what might have been from the first run of making a difference. And Where were we wrong? We were duped.
Well, you know, he's in the middle of negotiating the 780th Street
Is he?
between Iran and Israel. If he succeeds in that peace treaty fails in 3.5 years, he is the Antichrist. Who can make war against him?
Yeah.
Who can come against him? I mean, should we nabbed another country's leader in less time than it takes to watch a movie?
Yeah.
The technology is there for war domination or control. And that's all it takes. You know, there's clearly some existential evil that's out there. Everybody sees. Everybody sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody sees what's going on. But,
Some people just turn a blind eye.
well, and the ones that don't, they're silenced. Why? Because there's trillions of dollars involved. And there's always somebody willing to take a dollar to take another dollar. Especially like that with hoaxing. Or even threaten any part of it. Anyways, yeah.
So your bike.
Yeah, my bike. Yeah.
I know it looks cool.
No, I don't. It's broken down. I've got the engine apart and everything else. But
At least you got all the know-how, though.
yeah, I am very grateful for that. Yeah, I tell people, I don't know if you remember that Geo Metro that I changed the rings.
Yeah.
You know, the piston rings, the piston rings within like 3 hours. Like on the side of the road. They're just like, I think it was 4 hours. But they got us home.
Yep.
My favorite story that Lisa tells me, I mean, it probably wasn't y'all's favorite way back when, but was the flood in the truck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Yeah, where we had to have the swiftwater rescue done on us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lisa thought there was like a
on
snake.
top of the truck.
There was like a snake, but then it wasn't a snake, it was a log.
The saddest part in that story was our groceries floating.
Yeah, we had about $300 or $400 worth of groceries sitting in the back of that truck, too. Because we thought we were going to get flooded in, and it just...
You got flooded out.
Well, they were trying to beat
The flood.
the weather, so like we were running through the grocery store grabbing what we needed. You know, they were like, no, we're not getting this. Like, it's necessities, like in, out. And then flying down the roads, and we just happened to turn down that one road, and my mom, or was it you or mom driving?
It was your mom.
Yeah, she was like flying, like trying to just like rush it, and we ended up getting stuck. And
We went down into this, is like this, right? So we went down into one part. Water came up over the hood, and then we came up on this other hill, and it's just like, stop, do not go any further. You know, is exactly what I told her.
what scared me the
And there was
most,
100 to 150 yards of a river right in front of us. We couldn't back up and we couldn't go forward.
I started crying. Like, I was like shaking, I started crying, and he literally was just like, everybody be calm. He's like, get out, get on top. And we were like, but I was like literally like freaking out. And then he literally like looked at all of us and my mom, and they were like, we've never put you in a situation that we couldn't get you out of.
That's like
Like, it's gonna be okay.
That's like when we almost got stuck in the Kia because we decided to go freaking off-roading in our freaking Kia just because, okay, well, we didn't decide to go off-roading. We were trying to take a shortcut, which I learned you don't do that here. And it started raining really bad, and we got stuck, and Lisa was like, you just gotta pedal to the metal. Like, at this point, she's like, you gotta get us out of here. And I was like, I don't know if I can, like, because it was muddy. And
Oh yeah, I was like, push.
and I did, and I got us out, and Lisa's like, okay, we're out. And I was like crying because
This guy in his truck at the end of the road, because he was driving in front and he stopped at the end
to make sure that we could get
that
out.
we were like gonna be good, and he's just laughing as we drive by, and he's like, you drove that thing like a truck. But yeah, she loves that story. I was like, it was scary in the moment, and then I was worried about water snakes,
It's
which my
just
mom was
because
like,
you
that's
see
the
it.
last thing I need to be worried about.
Well,
because I didn't want to get in the water. And I'm like, what if a snake gets me? In my head, logically, I'm like, they're in these holes, right? In the desert. We're told not to go in the holes or the washes. All this water's flooding. And I'm like, so where do the snakes go except for in the water?
Yeah, they're probably way down the other end of that.
the reason I giggle at that story though is because like that shit that you hear of like happens in movies, but to know like my wife went through it, I'm like, what?
Yeah, we've got quite a few stories that.
Or how she couldn't go to
Should have
school,
made it out of.
Yeah.
or because how you couldn't like go to school for like a week.
Oh
at
yeah,
a time.
living out there in the beginning, because a lot of it was underdeveloped, unlike how it is now. When it would rain really bad, they knew when you called school, like it rained, like they would expect that, you'd be stuck for a few days.
Yeah. 5 miles of clay road. Yeah,
Because wasn't there times that your mom and dad couldn't even get back home because it would be so flooded? So it'd be you and Kevin.
Yeah, but they would let us know. Like they'd be like, hey, like the roads are gonna be really bad, like we can't like make it back in. But we always had what we needed. So we just enjoyed watching DVDs. But he also taught us to shoot, and we knew where the gun was if anybody ever came to the house. So
Yeah, there's no reason for anybody to come out there.
Which, okay, so it's crazy because David, my mom's ex, like, he showed us how to shoot guns, but then locked him up and gave nobody the password to the safe. And I'm like, okay. And, like, they would be gone for, like, 2-3 days at a time. And we lived in a neighborhood, so nothing's going to happen, but something could still happen. And he's like, the guns are there for protection, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how am I supposed to protect me and my little siblings if you won't give me the code?
my dad was very big on it's a safety tool. It is not a toy, and it is only there solely for protection purposes. Like we never even had a thought in our mind of
Going and playing with it.
ever.
Yeah, no, I'm really just so proud of you guys for that. Not messing with my guns.
But exactly like he said, he's like, there was no reason for anyone to be out there, but if for any reason there was someone out there because they shouldn't be out there, we knew all who our neighbors were, from what properties.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, like, David would be like, oh, here's the gun, like, all these things or whatever, but had I needed to protect myself and my little siblings for any reason,
I'm not gonna do that.
well, I'm like, I don't have a crowbar to, like, crow it open, because it's in the car. I don't have the code to just unlock it manually, and I can't open a gun safe with just my bare hands, so I'm, like, sorry. Okay, well, that was apparently my wife's favorite.
Well, they are tools, and just like any tool, tools have specific uses. And, the first thing I taught them, don't ever point this thing at anything you do not intend
to shoot.
To shoot.
And if you shoot to kill.
Not shoot to stop.
Yeah.
But that's just it, because the moment you point that at somebody, you're legally liable. Pistols, guns are not an intimidation thing. They're not meant to be used to brandish, to intimidate people. They're meant for one thing, and that is to stop something, or stop.
Or hunt.
Again, to stop. Stop that animal. But within that, it's meant to take a life. That was its intended purpose, to take a life. Once that trigger's pulled, it can't be taken back.
I was just about to say that. I remember that's one thing that you, like, in a heavy conversation, you were literally saying, like, that decision can't be taken back.
And when the use of force continuum, that most state laws are based upon, except California, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the reasonable amount of force necessary to stop somebody from committing a crime. Now, what that means is you can only use the amount of force that is necessary to stop it. If somebody has empty hands, you can't pull them. Unless you fear for your life and you have sufficient means, they're just so ungodly huge, in comparison to size that, somebody would reasonably fear for their life. To take a life, you have to fear that your life is going to be taken more severely harmed.
In Texas, they actually have a lot of homeowners, property owners, farmers. They have poles outside of their homes that are painted purple. or there's like purple flags, but it's everyone knows that when it's there, that those are homes that are armed, like you're on their property, like you will get shot.
Did you remember when we were doing DoorDash for a little bit in Texas and we had to go onto one of those properties that had the pool, and we were like, I literally looked at Lisa and I was like, are we gonna get shot? She's like, they know food's coming out.
Well, I mean,
but what if?
with good intention, most people are going to be like, hey, what are you here for?
Well, I was more
But it's a universal thing to basically issue like a warning legally, like, hey,
I
like,
was more saying, like, because our plates were from Oregon, and so it's like, okay, why is this Oregon car pulling up? Like, I really was like, are they gonna come meet me outside with a gun? I'm just gonna be like, here's your
I just didn't know what it was for the longest time when I first lived there. And I'm like, why do so many people have purple like on their fence posts and stuff? And then I ended up looking it up, and it was like a thing legally that like lets people know, like kind of like when people are like no trespassing, like, you know, they have weapons on their property, things like that. But it's like just a universal thing of, you know, these people are armed and they will protect their homes. But
no, the guy that we ended up visiting, she was
California. I did not like driving through there. People were so mean to me.
yeah, she got flipped off like 4 times because all she needed to do was merge over onto the highway, and like people were like flying past her and like flipping her off, and she's like, I just have to merge.
We were coming home from Oregon and we decided to make a pit stop at SeaWorld because we still have membership. So I was like, you know, whatever. Otherwise, I don't go there without an intended purpose.
Oh.
But I was literally coming out of the gas station and I was like, oh, well, I need this lane. So I thought, like, you know, I have my blinker on.
Figure people would be courteous, right?
But no, like literally, like 4 cars whizzed past me to flip me off, and one guy throws his hands up. I'm just like, I literally looked at Kylie and I was like, I'm gonna cry.
I was like, don't cry, we just gotta get home. And she's like, all I'm trying to do is get home.
So I was like, I'm not this mean.
And then we went and got gas, and then we both cried.
I mean, we've all been those people that cut someone off or we don't let someone over or whatever. But in a situation like that, where you're literally like, there's a highway and a road and it can be dangerous, I would never like.
I'll get over
and be like, oh.
I'll get over if I can, but if I can't, then I speed up.
Because I know a lot of people have said like here is bad, but I'm like, oh no, it's worse there. Like in my opinion.
Well, a lot of them drivers are coming out here. A lot of people are leaving California because.
Well, yeah, I told her it never used to be that way, but.
Well, people are getting taxed for moving out of California. Yeah, I know people who are getting letters who moved away from California, and they're getting letters to prove that they moved out and that they have to pay a tax for moving away.
Oh, wow.
That's how ridiculous California is. Like, it's just.
I'd be like, I'm just here visiting.
That's my home state. I was born there. You know, I hate saying that about the place I was born. You know, it was a beautiful state at one point. Now it's just, you know, what they're doing.
It wasn't the state that ruined itself, though. It's the people and the frame of mind they chose to.
I mean, it's,
you know,
what we vote in. It's what we vote in. You know, it just, there's nefarious people out there, you know, who will lie, tell people what they want to hear to get voted in. I mean, Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Tell me that ain't nepotism. You know? And her husband does all her stock trading. She went from like less than $200,000 a year net worth to over 170 million.
My biggest thing is I don't mind. I mean, we have 50 beautiful states, right?
Yeah.
Like home is where you make it. And if one state isn't for you and you feel at home somewhere, 100% move there. You know, be a part of that community. But in that sense, be a part of that community. Don't bring what you left.
And see, this is what foreign money has come from, right? When you have, when you have foreigners who hate this country, you know, but are able to dump money into it, into our universities and everything else, and influence, you know, generational thought.
Yeah,
absolutely. Our country's being taken over. You know, it's just recently found out that, okay, well, Saudi Arabia owned like hundreds of thousands of acres in Arizona that they were growing alfalfa in, not using up our water, and then shipping it all over to Saudi Arabia. Not one bit of it remained.
Yeah. Well, like, I love Texas. I love Oregon. Both of those places are like home to me, like outside of home. But I wouldn't expect to be in Texas and push Arizona. If that makes sense.
Or be in Texas and push Oregon,
yeah,
or
like-
Oregon, or push Oregon onto
That's
Texas.
my biggest thing is if you're going to be here, live here. Don't move here and then complain about here and try to change it. Because you knew what it was when you came here.
Like you didn't forget.
Yeah.
Arizona's the wild, wild west. and
No,
we'll keep it
you
wild, wild
complained about Oregon. You were like, "Oh, Texas had this, and Texas had that," until you finally went. Not to do that.
Yeah.
But that's like my biggest thing is Arizona's not perfect, but everyone knows it's hot. You know, it can be dusty, but it's not only hot and dusty. You have many other.
You can go up to Flagstaff.
Yeah, it's just the valley. Like if you go anywhere 2 hours in any other corner, you have pine trees, you have rivers, you have all these things. There's other things than just
the dirt and the rocks.
where it's hot.
Dirt, dirt, rocks, and cactus.
Well, I've been showing her a lot. Like we've been to the Grand Canyon. You know, I've showed her Sedona. She's seen all of Flagstaff mostly now. I want to show her Tombstone. That's still on the list, but I'm like, there's a lot of great things to what is here than just.
The one I really want to see is Jordan.
Oh yeah, Jonesville.
Oh yeah.
Bisbee. You have to visit Bisbee. It's really cool. Very, very
you
tiny.
gotta go to Bisbee.
They have good coffee.
Oh yeah, you got Bisbee is like it never left the 60s.
Okay, well, I
It's
like
really
that
cool.
era.
Yeah.
So
Very hilly. It's cool. If we go to Tombstone, you can actually like makes it easier. Hopefully nice. You've been through Wilcox, but you can stop at some of the gift shops. That was like a lot of Route 66 stuff.
we were supposed to stop at the one gift shop, the gas station looking one in Wilcox, but it was closed.
But there's a lot of gems. And Arizona has layers.
Arizona's like an onion. Right when you cut into it, you're maybe like,
The video you sent me, it was like, you've got to experience Casa Grande, and it shows like all these places from like Washington, Switzerland, waterfalls, and all these people in there from Arizona were like, yeah, this is totally Casa Grande. Cool. Like, go visit. And I looked at her and I was like, this is not.
This is not.
I knew it
Grande.
wasn't.
No, she knew that it wasn't, but I like laughed and I was like, this is like, and then
Because
somebody
my
else
dad
on there was
lived in
like,
Casa
if you
Grande for a while.
believe this is true, and then they're like, ... You know what? Yeah, this is it.
But yeah, like Arizona, I've noticed it's kind of like an onion in a sense. Like you first cut into it and you're just like, oh, my eyes burn, it's hot, it's all these things are there. But as you keep cutting, you like, and you start to get used to it little by little, and then you see more of what's out there.
Well, nowhere's ever just one thing, right? Because like Oregon has, yes, all the pine trees and the mountains.
But it also has Eastern Oregon that has none of
and
that.
it's desert and all the things. California is very hilly, mountainy, but it also has desert.
As the green belt, I mean, it does. Yeah.
You know, everywhere has other things.
Arizona is unique. We are the only state that has sky islands.
Yeah.
It was a Sky Island.
Sky Island is an environment that is created in the middle of a desert because of the elevation change. The elevation change creates a different wildlife, different plant life, everything else, which sustains different life than it would on the floor of the desert. But it's surrounded by the desert, so it's unique to that little spot. Like Mount Lemmon. Mount Lemmon is considered a sky island.
Oh, okay.
Because it's unique. There's really no place. If those animals that are on there tried to go someplace else, they'd have to pass through the desert and probably die. So therefore, they are unique to being on that.
Okay. Yeah, baby made bubbles.
Well,
with
that's
it.
my main thing. Is like what I'm saying is we have a lot of uniqueness and stuff, and if you're only focusing on
one
the
thing.
main negatives, then it's not for you.
In all honesty, if you're focusing on the Phoenix area.
Because
it's
she'll
not
hear me
for you.
complain all the time that I'm like, no, there's more to it here, you know. It's not just this.
Or like when my grandpa or like my dad are like, oh, it's just this, or whatever, and you're like, that's not all it is.
That's the misconception that I hate, though, again, that it's only solely desert. And that's where I get angry, because I'm like, it is not. And also, the desert has its own beauty, because if you drive through Saguaro National Park, you're still going to be like, whoa. It's not just like some rancid dry up in the desert, crawling across the dirt, you know,
Yeah, well, people
with the tumbleweed blowing slowly.
There is life
people
in the
make
desert.
it look like here is kind of like the Sahara Desert. Like you're gonna come here and you're just gonna die.
But a lot of people, you know, get this misconception. They'll be like, oh, Arizona, like, how do you live out there? Like, every animal's like trying to kill you. It's so hot. Like, what do you do?
Well, every animal wants to be left alone is more like it. They
Well,
don't go
yeah,
out
we
of-
keep building in their habitats.
You know, it just, I don't know of any animal in the desert that's aggressive enough to go after humans.
You know, or people are like, no, I
Inhabitants?
enjoy,
They won't purposely go after somebody.
you know, not trying to die in the heat and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's been so over dramatized, I guess, because even people have told me that they feel like Texas is hotter than Arizona.
For me, Arizona's hot. Like it's a lot hotter to me. But I'm also from somewhere where it rains 11 months out of the year, and it's always cold.
Yeah.
And so for me, like for you and I, it's different. Like when you go to Oregon, you're like, oh, dude, I'm
Like the other day when it was 91 and I said it wasn't that hot.
Yeah, but like you'll go to Oregon and it'll be like 60 and you're like, I'm freezing. And I'm like, oh no, this feels really nice to me. But then it hits, 97 here and I'm like, dude, it's hot. And then you're like, it feels nice.
You're in Oregon. I froze
Yes, beautiful.
through a lot of, like, she would laugh at me because I would still be in sandals, right? I'm Arizona mentality. I did that on this trip too. I brought sandals and shorts, forgetting that
We're
the years that I lived there, it's cold and it rains. So I ended up having to get a sweater. But, I would shiver and be in my sandals with a jacket. But it was like the mentality of warmth and where I've been, or like she calls me a desert rat. But,
I don't call you that anymore.
like the climate is nice, like when you adjust and you're used to it. But then I get back here and at first it feels hot. And then after a few weeks, I'm like, okay.
And actually, you called yourself a desert rat before I ever even called you that. And that's why I started calling you that. But I don't call you that anymore. We came up with different nicknames.
But yeah, so long story short, I don't mind when people move here. Just love it for what it is. Every place has a negative. There's things that you're gonna love and things that you don't like.
The thing I don't understand, right? So we have a bingo day for our water supply. Wow. We have a bingo day where it's not enough to sustain the life here. And we just open up, start breaking ground for a data center that's going to consume even
More
more
water. That's the data center that I think is going in right around the corner from our house
Mm-hmm.
in Avondale.
Yep.
And they've been so secret about it. They've made government officials sign NDAs, which I think should be illegal. Yeah, non-disclosure.
Yeah, because they don't even have signs up for what's going right there. It's just a metal
it's a
building.
huge space. No, it does now. It says data one something,
Oh.
like future home.
Well, for a long ass time, they didn't have a name or
Because we thought it was going to be like these huge condos, but it's a data center building.
I'm actually tattooing one of the guys that was on day one.
You're like, I can't mess
And
up.
you know the numbers that they reported as far as on water use, that was the lowest numbers that they could physically get away with. And it's a lot. They pay if they.
My question is do we all just move out of Arizona at that point?
Well, no. My thing is, no, we take Arizona back. We don't run, we fight.
We're built for this.
And we got to get this stuff before the judges, and with the right lawyers who have, the cojones to stand up against this money that's coming in from places outside of Tucson, and dictating our politics. These people that are coming in here don't live here. They're only reason Bezos looked at the land around here was because it was cheap.
That's fair. Well, I mean, I feel like that's why a lot of people moved anywhere here, is what was once very affordable.
Is now not.
Well, for those of us that are still here. But, I mean, to anybody from anywhere else, Arizona's very affordable to them.
Anywhere it's affordable when you're looking at California and Alaska. They look at something, they're like, that's cheaper. Let's go.
I mean, we have apartments going up at the speed of light to
Is our growth that big? Well, at some point, it's going to
it's
go out.
So in Avondale and
in Phoenix in general, Buckeye and Avondale just alone, just to put into perspective,
there's at least 10 that I've seen.
they're building new grocery stores. In Verrado alone, all at once, they put in a Home Depot, an In-N-Out, a Target, a movie theater. They're still building brand new homes out there, like as we speak, like 2 different apartment building like sections. And then in Phoenix, they have about 4 that are going up just around us, and another Fry's, and I think like 2 more restaurants, the data center, like
Museum.
all these things are being built at once right now and opening up. And I told her, I was like, this is so crazy because years ago it wasn't like this. And the traffic is already so bad and so polluted that I don't know. Like what would take like 30 minutes shouldn't take you over an hour.
I agree. That's why I don't live in Phoenix.
You know? Yeah, and then
I
these
hate
schools
the
have
I
to.
told Lisa,
Oh,
I
have they-
said, if we move out of the house that we're in, I was like, can we please move towards Tucson?
Tucson is the prettier sister.
So, Biodad offered if things hadn't worked out with our house because we're waiting. So we're trying to do like basically buy it. And so we're just waiting for the homeowners to agree to the contract
Okay.
that was written up. But they live in another state, so it's a little more difficult. But basically he had offered that if things hadn't worked out with this house, that he would basically pay for a house. But the catch with that was it's where he lives in Grand Junction.
That's where your dad is.
Yeah. So his thing was he was like, I'll pay the first, last, all the things, I can help with this and that. And it was a very like attractive offer because obviously you have to have a backup plan if things don't work out and the lease is up and stuff if they say no. So it's something that I have considered, but one, it's hard when you've never been. Well, I mean, I've been through Colorado, but I've never been
into
out
Colorado.
there. But then the other, thought was, okay, what if we go towards Tucson? Like basically tell him thank you, and then,
Well,
scout our
I
own
also
thing.
told Lisa, because Jared, if you're watching, no offense to your family or you, because I love you all, but I would also love to be closer to Lisa's family to get to know them more, because I know Jared's family very well, and all the things, but I want to get to know Kellyanne and Kevin, and eventually if John does come back out here, John, you, I know Gabby like the back of my hand, she calls me all the time, but just like everybody in a whole, like I want to get to know like her side of the family more. I want to be more involved, like with you guys, lunches, just, or if Kellyanne just wants to go like shopping one day, Lisa can go with her, and I can go
shopping.
and I can, maybe go hang out with Kevin or, John, or, even like you or Gabby or whoever. And then it's just like I said, just family is really important to me, especially because I don't have a lot of family. Me and my family don't really talk. Well, actually, we don't talk at all, besides me and my little sister. And so, like,
It's healthier for you.
well, yeah, but like I do have, Lisa's family who I see as my family. And so it'd just be nice to get to know all of you guys a little bit more. And then obviously Lisa gets to, go do things with her family, because I know she hasn't been able to for quite some time.
I've been like a bird. I flew lots of places for like 15 years.
So, I mean, your sister did say she'd shave your head if you moved. So, I mean, that's...
Well, to be fair, everyone knew when I was younger, I said
She'd
that I
have
was,
to hunt her down, right? She'd have to come over there to do it. If you moved away.
when I was younger, I told everyone that I was going to get out and I was going to see the world, that there was more than just what was here. And I did just that.
We literally did that. We went all the way to New York.
No, I will say, I don't regret my life at all. Like, I've gotten to see some really cool places, experience really cool things.
No, I know.
And from seeing everything and finally like being like when you come home, like it's a different feeling because you can be not just content.
Which is crazy because for me, like,
because now you're not wondering what is out there or like is something going to be better than what I have.
I obviously grew up in Oregon and I've got to see the world. But for me, like, Oregon will always be home in a way, but I feel like it's not where, like, the home where I belong is. Because, again, like, I don't talk to my family. I don't see them, you know, or anything. So it's like, I think to myself and I was like, okay, what do I have in that state? What do I have there? Because if I have my family
exploring the world, like that's how I felt for the longest time is like I have everyone here and it'd always be home, but I need to like fulfill that need to know what is.
You had a gypsy heart for a while.
You know, beyond this little box that I felt I was in, but also at the time I didn't really go and explore what was here and at home. Being back home and seeing everything through like almost like a fresh lens and doing like actual trips, you know, like experiencing Flagstaff, experiencing the Grand Canyon and not just like, oh, it's there. You know, you find the beauty in
what you didn't see before.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Well, that makes sense.
I wasn't able to see it as that before.
You're also a teenager, and like I said, you kind of took after Mark 1.0 in that sense, though, where he kind of had a gypsy heart, you kind of had a gypsy heart, he went and saw the world, he wanted to go see the world.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I really also just wanted to know what was out there. I was very, like, I loved history. I loved all these things. I saw all these places, you know, just thought things looked cool.
That made a really pretty color.
Oh yeah, I like this. Yeah, turquoise.
Like, I guess I feel like had I just stayed, I would have been very uncontented.
Yeah.
Or I would have been just content and not, like,
Happy.
happy.
I get that.
Because I would have always been questioning. But now I'm like, okay, cool. I can vacation here and then I come home. But I also had this misconception, though, that like your happiness lied in one thing. Like, you can be happy in multiple places, but it doesn't always mean that like you have to be in multiple places.
Yeah, that's
You know.
Happiness direction. Most of my life, I realized I was running for myself and my own struggles. And the more that I face them, the more content I become.
Yeah.
Because I'm realizing that, wow, I'm not crazy. You know, that wasn't normal for a child to see. You know,
Yeah.
things that I went through myself. I mean, so
Once you heal, you see a different lens of things.
you see other people's struggles. It was definitely easier to see my mom struggle and get her for, several years and some of the stuff. She did.
Yeah.
She was struggling too. She had her own trauma in her life that she was dealing with. And it's true. None of it personal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for everything in life, everyone has a reason and a season, you know? Like,
Sure.
For me with Jared, like, you know, it took me a while to discover myself and be honest and vulnerable with my own truth. And while I feel like had I said something sooner, it would have saved some things, but then I realized that the things that we went through, like, it got him sober, him safe, and he was also there when I didn't have anybody. And then on the flip side, like, timing is everything, so then it led him down the path, you know, where he's happy now. You know, I don't know where I would have been had I, you know, if it would have led me to her. Like,
You guys wouldn't be who you are.
yeah,
right
like
now.
it's just, I'm very appreciative of my whole life. And everyone always asks me if I would do it over the same way. And I mean, with changing subtle things, like ultimately I would, because I would still want the life I have now. You know, and so I'm just grateful for even the hurt. And that took me a long time to be okay with too.
It's,
Because like you said, it's easier to face someone else's problems and focus on that than your own.
well, that's just it. Is within that, right? It's realizing that my response, to other people's issues are my trips. Response back.
Yeah.
And whether it's healthy or whether it's not, because there's healthy responses and there's not healthy responses. And those unhealthy responses don't affect the other person, they affect me. So therefore, it's
That's how I've been with just like forgiveness in my life for anything and everyone. I was just actually telling her the other day that I was like, I don't forgive people for the thing of like, oh, I want to go back, into what was, or fall back in a pattern. I solely forgive just to move forward, because for me as an empath, like I can't live with my own self if I don't fully like let it go. Like no matter what it is, because if that person felt the need to do something to me, I don't know what they're going through. But then at the same time, like, was I doing enough, or did I hurt you?
and yes, we do hurt each other in lives, in relationships, there's things that said, get said, and that's where forgiveness also comes in. We place judgment over somebody else. You deserve the same judgment by the man that we judge.
Holding
And-
ourselves accountable.
Yeah, and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize that that's what we're doing, and how detrimental it is to our own psyche. Because healthy responses are our choice.
Yeah.
Like if I see that there's red flags in a friendship or anything like that, and I continue down that path, then that's on me. If I seen the red
'cause you
flags
knew it.
and I knew that there were going to be issues, that would be on me. And and I'm thinking about my past relationships that I've had with people, and it was, that they didn't hurt me. I hurt myself. I seen the flags beforehand. I seen everything that led up to it.
Yeah.
But it was still my choice. Still my choice to ignore those flags and have a response. Now, yeah, I'm past that.
My biggest thing that I'm working on now is like boundaries and being okay, like with establishing those, I guess, because it's like I've come so far, but I let the guilt of being like, okay, I wasn't a great person in the past, so I'm not able to establish these boundaries because I wasn't a good person, at times. But then it's like realizing, no, like I'm not that person. I've changed, and it's okay for me to have these boundaries and say this isn't okay.
What I found personally is those trauma points created an alternative personality, a different part of me.
Yeah.
Just like when I was attacked by the dog at 3 years old, there was a part of me that was created out of that had to survive, that didn't have all the answers, the whys, anything else. So there was a part of me that was created in that for survival. That part will never succeed.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's in survival mode constantly. Learning to recognize that, hey, this is a part of me that was triggered through trauma. Whatever situation's going on now is not that. And I have to tell that part of me,
Yeah.
this ain't that situation.
That's a lot of what I try to do. I've worked through a lot of my traumas and triggers, and I'll see things and be like, no, this was in a past relationship, or this has happened. Like, we're not doing this. It's not okay. And that's just everything, like friendships, all of that. But I guess like I thought having like to establish boundaries and like sticking with them, like I almost wasn't worthy of it. because of the person I was. Like, okay, I might have hurt you in the past, so it's not okay for me to say like this isn't okay now because of what I did to you, you know, kind of thing. But then you have to realize and take a step back and like, okay, well, I'm not that person anymore. It is okay for me to say no. Like,
It's the healthiest thing that we can do is say no. Now, not, you know, and there's a right way.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
if we're doing it and
Yeah.
freaking out, that's not a healthy response.
yeah,
You know, and it's understanding that we give that part of understanding. It's to others, you know, and very seldom do we do it to ourselves. And,
Yeah.
you know, as you're saying that, I had to picture myself every bit of that too.
even just saying no at times, because I used to be a person that would say like okay to pretty much everything because I felt so like I owed people so much of me, and I've had to really realize that I really don't.
And learning to, well, I was just talking with one of my clients last night that I was talking to. Learning to love yourself is not a feeling, just showing up for yourself.
Yeah,
It's keeping those healthy boundaries even when we don't feel like it. You know, it just, and then he confessed, he's like, yeah, I've been sober for, I think, 10 months now. It's just like,
Awesome.
wow, congratulations, man. He was, you know, drinking hard stuff. And, you know, and it was trauma induced. You know, totally seen it. And, you know, the group therapy that I do and stuff like that, you know, a few weeks just for my schedule. You know, it's taught me a lot about myself and the trauma, you know, that I've had in my own life. You know,
Yeah.
the stuff that I never even considered trauma. I don't have to consider it to be trauma for it to be trauma. That's the crazy thing. All that stuff that
it's
that
kind
I
of
never
even those
accepted.
quiet moments when you realize, like you were just saying, that you didn't know it was trauma. It's almost like there's certain moments where like you could be having a conversation or something happens and your nervous system almost responds and you're almost like, this is something that like I shouldn't be anxious about, but it's making me anxious, or like this would have made me anxious in the past, like, or I feel like they should have had a bigger reaction than, or I would have had a bigger reaction, and those things I'm like, okay, well that was trauma.
Stuff I see inside the prisons. And stuff I did. I took that as trauma. Riots, everything else that I've been through. I consider any of that trauma. Just watch people, see people in their own pools of blood. You know, it just, I never considered it trauma. And what trauma does, it creates that alternative person to deal with.
Well, my biggest thing is I always thought that the more you work, the more that you're busy, the more like you're productive, right?
Well, I apologize about that because that was my whole thing and what I always did.
So
Especially with
yeah,
you guys, right? I was, you know, I'm still a workaholic, but you know, I was even more so back then.
that's what I'm having to unlearn right now, and that's what I'm unpacking, I guess, that I don't realize, not from you, but just like for myself, like a trauma that I've created for me is I don't stop. And I feel like when things are slow, like for instance, if I have a day off because I'm working full time, then I'll start cleaning the house, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's go Uber, let's go this, like, right? Like this mentality of just constantly making money, never not being without. Because in my mind that equivalates to, okay, well, like now I'm providing for the kids, they're never gonna have to need for anything, but then I have to slow down sometimes, you know, when we're taking the trips and stuff, yeah, and spend the time with them. But then like on the flip side, on the rare days where like, you know, we've had a really good day and stuff, or like they'll go with, you know, Jared for the weekend, and we'll find ourselves, you know, kind of just thing on the agenda. It's a trigger for me where I'm almost feeling like I'm wasting my day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And we'll literally like look at each other and we'll be like, hey, like, do you want to go to this for a few hours and this and that? And then she'll have to tell me, she's like, you don't always have to be like on the go. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but then I feel like I'm wasting the day.
And then I tell you no,
And
we're
that's almost
relaxing.
like, like it's a negative thing, it's something wrong. And like, so that's what I'm having to unlearn, is that it is literally super okay to just breathe and not be working for something, whether it's the full-time job, the side hustle, you know. If I'm not doing that, then I want to get a project done, you know, for something around the house, or like there's just no stop.
We'll literally be dead ass in the middle of a movie and she'll just start going and like doing something. I'm like, it's okay to just watch a movie.
But I view it as I fail if I don't, if I let the day slip by.
You gotta allow yourself grace. That's what that is.
But that's where you said when you realize something you didn't know, that's what I'm working on, is I realize in those slow moments I should be calm and I should relax and I should enjoy the day, you know, do something that I actually want to do instead of it triggering me and feeling like it's a negative thing, and then my nervous system is going crazy.
Yeah, I know I didn't have like birthday. I wouldn't slow down a bit.
She's the easy. She's she's the flip side to me. So she's like the one that will literally just be like on the couch with a book, totally chilling.
Yeah, Lisa's over there.
Tries to get me to stop.
All of a sudden,
I have 4 books I haven't even read.
Well, I'll be sitting there and I'll just be like scrolling on my phone, or like she said, reading a book, and all of a sudden I hear the broom and the mop coming on, and I'm like, you just said we were gonna read together. Like, go get your book, sit down for a minute. She's like, I just have to sweep real quick. But you don't. You just swept yesterday. Like, it will be fine for the next couple hours. We can sweep before we go to bed.
That's my OCD though, and I hate that too. Because even in the middle of a movie the other night, like, it was 2 dishes, right, from dinner. Could have left it, but she was like, you know, leave it. And so I did for most of the movie. But then, like, I got up to put
Jacob.
one thing away, and they got my OCD going, because then I was like, no, I'll just do this. And then I got to wash the container for this because I'm going to put that in there and put this away. And she was literally like, you do not need to do that right now. And I was like, but if I don't.
I literally told her to. I said I was going to do the dishes and put them away because you cooked dinner. And she's like, but it's fine. It was just this. And I was like, I just wanted to finish our
I
movie.
hate that about me. Or like if somebody like turns something and it's not facing like the way it's supposed to face, or it's been moved, like I can't focus if I don't like immediately get up and like fix that.
Or the worst one of them all, nobody else can hold the damn remote. Like, nobody. I held it one time, and Lisa was like, where's the remote? And I was like, I have it. She's like, can I have it? And I was like, no. And she's like, please. And I was
Because
like,
if I have
here.
it next to me, then I know it's not going to get lost.
And then I was just like, here.
But I told her, I was like, I hate living in my brain, because like unless somebody has like strict OCD, like I can't explain like what it's like, but it's like this like itch that you absolutely have to like, or you start sweating like cold sweat and you can't focus.
I love all your little flaws, though. Like, not even necessarily like flaws, but like the little things about you that like, because I truly believe like when somebody's like, one person's like, I don't know about this, or you're too much, is another person's, this is everything I've been looking for. And that's truly how I feel with Lisa. Like, her OCD and her, you know, compulsiveness for certain things, like it may have been too much for someone else, but for me, I love those little things about her because it makes her her.
Well, that's something that I also have to learn within myself, is that there's not always having to be this like strive for perfection, but it's hard.
No, I get it. I mean, I had to unlearn that because with my mom, she wanted everything to be perfect, you know, the perfect hair, the perfect, you know, everything. And I had to learn, like, having messy hair for the day is okay. Not having the cleanest clothes is okay. Not. I had to learn that I don't have to be perfect at every little thing that I do, or like the way that I look in every little way. And I know you can't do messy hair because like it drives you nuts. But even like your messy bun, for instance, it's not anything fancy. It's just.
Well, sometimes I just feel like I'm not as fun because I'm neurotic, I guess is the word.
No, you're
like,
definitely fun.
You know.
Keep me on my toes for sure.
Like, even in the grocery store, she gets so mad because I'll literally start straightening, like, shelves and putting things in places. And she's like, you don't work here.
You know, that's what they get paid to do.
Because I'll literally like go to find something, and all of a sudden, we'll be having a whole ass conversation too, and then all of a sudden I'm talking to myself, and I'll turn around, Lisa's over there fixing books and stuff, and I'm like, you don't work here. We came for groceries.
It's a hard life, man.
Just handing out invoices. You're walking out. I did this for you.
I'll be expecting my pay.
L 13's in shape, facing forward. No, but I'm trying to work on letting loose. It's just easier said than done, you know? Because then in my brain, I am like, if I let one thing go, this other thing's going to go, and it's like a domino effect.
But it's not even like necessarily letting it go. Some things, like, I guess, like, start out small. You don't have to fully let something go, but like slowly be like, okay, well, this can wait till later.
Or it's also accepting help, though, because that's the other thing with my OCD.
Dude,
I don't do it personally myself.
It's not clean? Or
Yes.
It's gonna get done right.
Yeah, because then I'm like, okay, did you get this corner? Did you do this? Like, was this put back the way
I
it's supposed
will
to?
literally
Like,
sweep the exact same way she does, and then all of a sudden she'll be like, I have to redo it. And they'll be like, nothing for her to sweep up. And I'm like, I already did.
and I know that's not always fair because, like, people genuinely want to help. Like, the kids, like, they have their set chores. Or, you know, she wants to come in and she'll be like, baby, I'm genuinely just, like, what do you need help with? And it's like in my brain, I want the help, but I physically cannot, like, I can't. Because then I will sit there and I want to go back over it. And then I feel like I'm offending you, you know, by saying, like, you didn't do it right, but that's literally not it. I just have to know that I physically did it. So, like, it's done my way. But that's also where I've learned OCD is also a need of control for things that have been out of control in your life in certain things. And so I feel like that's part of what it is too.
We're going to take a real quick 5-minute break. I have to stand up and move around my... It's just...
I'm sorry, Dad.
No, it's okay. But yes. Bye-bye, Jared, bye-bye.
Eventually when I do that part, like, we'll know what colors.
Sorry, buddy, if you're watching. What's that?
Your dad's gonna obviously know what color
I said when I eventually do this one, like, it'll...
No, we're going
This
to buy
one
whole
should be
new
way
colors.
more simple.
You've seen the colors out of India, right? We're going to do it that way. We're even going to do it on the side of the street. In an alley. And I'm not going to wear gloves. No gloves. Yeah, and it's going to be a homemade
Tattoo
prison
gun?
style tattoo gun.
I'll just say my brother did it. Sorry, John, if you ever look back at this. I don't think this one will be even as hard as the Nameless, huh?
I don't know. It just depends on what we do. I gotta move around here. Hit the bathroom.
I feel like if it's just flowers because it's birds, and then this already kind of goes into, like, you know?
I think we can do a bigger one. Let's just do another feather rope. Ah.
No, I love roses. They're so cliche. So I feel like it just, you know.
Looks really good. You started bleeding though, like maybe a little crazy. But then that's why I looked, I was like this. No, I was like this. I was like,
You're very small. I've been drinking this one. It's really pretty blue though.
oh no, he was keeping it the dark blue at first, but then like he changed it to that, and I was like, okay, I really like that one. I thought I was just gonna say this blue.
When I do this side, I don't know if I want to keep just the same blue or if I should do it.
It would kind of depend on how it looks for the cover up though, because that's the whole reason that your dad did it blue.
But I feel like I would want it to match, so.
Yeah, because I feel like if you did it ready, you'd make this match. And your OCD would go crazy, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point.
I think because he still has to go down with the green, I think this is the green. So pretty. This one's a leaf, right? This printer.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget about that little guy. No, I joked with her. I was like, I should just go crazy and have like different color rows on this side. I said, no, I couldn't do that. They have to match.
Aw. Woo.
I actually have my first appointment for my tattoo removal finally for my chest.
Oh,
Put it off for so long. So I'll be back on Tuesday.
with you going to see Jessica?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They're
Yeah.
honestly the sweetest people ever because
Does she remember you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Mercedes should be right about your age too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was Ken's daughter. And Ken, her husband, worked with me over at the Enchanted. He actually did his apprenticeship over
oh,
in
okay.
Sprague. He was I don't know if you remember Josh Carlton. He did this, the creation scene on in Sprague Dawn. Ken was actually still in the Air Force when he did that.
Oh, okay.
And then he came and did his apprenticeship. after
Yeah, no, I
that.
just sent them like the photo and then I told them I was your daughter. And then she's just been super, like I had her scheduled like twice because life. And she was really, really sweet to me. She's just like, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah. They're
I was like, I'm so sorry. Because the second time we were in Oregon, so should I
no.
sorry.
Darn it. Yeah, you can play for the other team, all right? No, just kidding.
And then honestly, just the pricing, like
I was
Could not
super
beat the
close
pricing.
too, and I still missed.
What we can do is we can hustle people, all right? So we're going to go play basketball, but you're going to play for the opposite team. So that way we know they're not going to score. No, just kidding. That's what I tell
like this.
That's what I tell everybody. They're like, hey, you play basketball? I'm like, yeah, you want me on the other team, though. They're like, why? Like, because I don't score. I suck at basketball.
I hit the rim, it just doesn't go in.
no, I told Kellyanne that I was coming down, and then I was like, well, I'll actually be there on 2 different occasions. Both totally opposite in the realm, but still kind of related.
Well, I'll be here Tuesday, too. Actually, darn it, tomorrow from my dad's side, I have cousins driving through tomorrow.
I can't kick you back there in sandals. That's fair.
Yeah. We'll just,
It's not my mom has too. Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your mom gets like hella high.
holy cow, your mom, the couple times that we ever had, yeah, she talked even worse. She was.
I guess she got so high one time she like fell off the bed.
She ended up smacking her face into the table. And then I joked with her. I was like, "Are you sure you weren't pushed?"
You're all boxed in or pulled out.
Was he looking for me?
No, I joked with her. I was like, "Oh, so I got crap in high school, but I see you now."
You were under the age of 21. Pretty sure it was illegal then.
Oh, up until 2015, I was so hardcore against any of that. Oh, hardcore. I mean, it just. Well, from having worked, so close to law enforcement and stuff like that, it just.
Remember the first time in 8th grade that I ever smoked, and I was so paranoid that like they were gonna know. Like we put like perfume on, I mouthwash, like I was literally trying. Like I had to tell my brain, I'm like, open your eyes. And then I felt like I'm like sitting there going,
Guess what? You're grounded after that. No, just kidding.
the tooth comes out.
Darn it! Now you're grounded.
Yeah.
No, I remember putting in my headphones though, and I was just kind of like trying to like look down and make it look like I was like, so I didn't have to like make eye contact.
Who picked you up?
It was you and Mom,
Okay.
and I was literally just like sitting there, and then Kevin, like I think he just knew something was off, and then it was funny because I get home, and my sister immediately she's like, "You got high," and I was like, "No, I didn't," and she's like, "Yes, you did." I was like, "No, I didn't."
You're like, shut up, Killian.
And then I remember my mom like saying something that she was gonna like start something for dinner, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna lay down.
That sounded really good. I don't know what it was.
And I was like, upright.
Mom actually cooked.
Yeah, I think it was one of the nights that she made schnitzel.
Oh,
Because I was like really looking forward to it, and then like I tried laying down, but everything felt like it was spinning. And then I usually showered in the morning before school, but I literally told my sister, I was like, I'm gonna go get in the shower because like
something's gotta give.
but yeah,
That was like
she didn't rat me out. So
that was like the time that my cousin told me that she had Skittles. And I was like, oh, cool. So I wouldn't eat the whole bag. And she goes, did you eat that whole bag? And I was like, yeah. I was like, it was just like one of the little Skittle things that you get on
Was it
Halloween.
edibles?
It was freaking edibles. And I was in there, I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I was like, dude, you gotta take me to the hospital. And she's like, I can't take you to the hospital. My mom's gonna know. And I was like, I don't give a shit. Take me to the hospital. And she's like, you're fine. Just breathe slowly. And I was like, I can't breathe. I was like, you gotta tell your mom. She's like, I'm not telling my mom.
Let's see, it's like a week and a half ago, I think it was. Rick and I went to see Noga Arez at the Rialto Theater.
yeah.
And phenomenal. Great concert. But had some new beer that was infused.
Oh,
And I tell you, all the aches, all the pains in my body was gone. It's not how I feel today. It's just, I've been working out more though too.
Yeah.
So I know that's part of it. And it's, I just gotta get past it. It's my body.
muscle memory.
And yeah, I'm eating better now, kind of. Yesterday and the last 2 days, I've been making health insurance.
That's good.
We ate McDonald's for breakfast. We're not making healthy choices.
Start again.
We keep saying,
Yeah, I mean, it's all the self procrastination. It just
Yeah.
it's easier to not do it than to do it. But once you get going on it,
it
then
feels
it's
really
easy.
good.
Then it feels really good. But it's
I
not
go,
good. Yeah,
like,
I totally get it.
A few months, and then
Almost stopped at McDonald's.
and then I fall off a little bit because I'll be like, oh, it's just one here, one there, and then I'll go another few months, and then I fall off again. But I have gastroenteritis, and I really need to like start following what like irritates my.
My mom had IBS really bad too. I don't know if
Yeah.
she still does, but
I think she does, yeah. She's like a bird now, though. She's so tiny.
Mom's always been tiny.
Well, yeah, but even more so.
He said, no.
Well, yeah, there was that period. Remember when I showed you she gained
Oh yeah,
weight?
she had gone a little chunky.
But she's
like sticking skin on bone now.
But I should follow more. Like, and I do. Like I said, I go a little while, and then I feel really great, and things don't irritate me. But then also, like, I've said for the longest time, I'm pretty sure I have like a meat aversion because, like, when I eat a lot of like red meat or even just a little bit,
I
like,
can't swallow.
I get sick. Like, I feel like I want to puke, and if I don't eat it, like,
that's crazy. Yeah, I can eat stuff like In-N-Out Burger,
Mhm.
ground beef out of the store. I cannot eat.
yeah,
I cannot eat it. I'll get like halfway through a burger and it wants to come out.
yep.
That's
When
why we
I
have to use a lot of turkey
talked to my
now.
doctor in Oregon, she said like meat aversion's like a real thing, and it can upset like your stomach, and then like people that have like gastrointestinal issues, like people that are like, she's like gluten free is like really like good way to go, and then just like they got really into like the Impossible meats, so that I could feel like I'm
Oh,
still
yeah, yeah.
eating with everyone, but like that really helped me for a long time.
That, and then like when we make spaghetti now,
Because then I felt like I wasn't missing out on chicken nuggets and things like that if like everyone wanted it, but like it wasn't making me feel sick. Because really the two things that I can eat that don't upset my stomach meat wise is chicken for most occasions and then turkey.
that's why we do the ground turkey in our spaghetti and stuff now, because it's just easier for me to eat.
But it's like I want to be like other people and enjoy steak and stuff, but I don't even like the sound of it because if I eat it, I'm in the bathroom.
Now, see, steak, I can eat.
Yeah.
It's ground beef. Ground beef, I can eat.
Yeah.
It just, for whatever reason,
Doesn't agree.
it doesn't agree. Matter of fact, generally even hot dogs, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
They, it's stuff like that. And that's even all beef.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, it's probably nitrates and whatever they put into the meat, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The restaurant does, because the restaurant buys,
Yeah.
different cuts, different styles of cuts.
But I've been trying to be more conscious, just like I love Sprouts because a lot of the stuff that I like would snack on there is like gluten free and stuff, so it's not as harsh. Because like for some reason with bread, I have to like tell myself to chew and swallow. I don't know what it is with bread.
Yeah, I just put some screen on it.
Or like if we do like at fast food and stuff, like I take the buns off.
Yeah, or like if we go to like Subway or something, we do like the bowls.
Bubbles to go.
Well, a place that you should start eating that maybe is the salad and go place. So they have wraps, salads, like different things.
Yeah, I was trying to fancy up their name there for a while. I'm like, salad and go? Is it salad and go? I mean, is it
Salad.
salad?
I will have your cod salad.
Well, I always found that really funny. Your mom, the first time at, oh God, what, super salad? And they asked her, super salad? And she goes, yeah. She thought they were asking, do you want soup and salad? Not soup or salad. It's like, no, it's one or the other.
That's so funny.
Yeah, ESL, it's great having fun with it. It's just,
Could you imagine what, so which one? English isn't her first language.
and the English she learned was Oxford English originally. So, and that's what they teach it. So when people come over to good old US of A, Oxford English is like another language. What do you mean? Nah, we're Texan. We speak Texan here.
That's funny. Darn, I hate being little while she was going through most of that.
Oh, it was hilarious. Oh no, I was busting this guy's chops one time. She had no clue on that, so I had to stop it too. Bust your chops.
It's not as funny when I gotta tell you what it means.
Yeah, I know. Well, she decides to use it. About 20 minutes later, she calls me up. I'm in the middle of a tattoo, and this guy that I was tattooing, he had no sense of humor. Everybody, the shop was full of people, and everybody was just trying to get this guy to laugh, and he wouldn't laugh. It's like, well, and so as he's done, everybody was just kind of busting. So, oh yeah, everybody's got a funny moment with you. So they were getting a hard time, and she walked in. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? But he's busting this guy's chops. He's like, well, what is that? No, I'm like, oh, just giving him a hard time. She leaves. I get a call about 15 minutes later. Her just laughing so freaking hard. She goes, I pulled up next to a motorcycle cop. And I know it's
That's what's name.
yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He goes, and I started busting his chops. I'm like,
You're busting its chaps. Yeah. I'm like, you better not be. Yeah, there were just tons of moments like that. It was just.
It'd be so hard not to just laugh and be like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend you, but
It's chops.
that's cute though. A little childlike excitement.
You better not be.
I was. I really was. I think it's exactly what she said too.
That is one thing I do love about her. She loves to laugh.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to go see her and be like, yo, mom,
Bust your
bust your
chops.
chaps. She'll go, what?
Oh, she'll know exactly you went to see your dad.
I should say the exact thing. So I pulled up next to this motorcycle cop and I was
do it,
busting
do it.
his chaps.
She might get till you go home.
I actually do gotta give her a call. We were talking like multiple times in the week and I haven't heard from her in a couple weeks.
You
So
want to call her or do you want to text her?
I'll just text her and check in on her because I know work sometimes gets crazy for her and they haven't been nice to her lately. They're trying to get her to like basically have to explain like where she's from and like say that she's like from Arizona and stuff like that when she answers calls for the bank. She just had like her 10-year
Because they
thing
think
with them
it's-
because of her accent and stuff like that. And I'm just like, is everyone else getting the same treatment? Or, you know,
Yeah.
are you being discriminated?
Which is crazy because, like you said, she's been there for 10 years. It's like, you guys know
She's
how she
lived here
talks.
longer than in her own
No, but I'm
country now
saying,
at this
like,
point.
you would think, like, they would know how she speaks because she's been there for 10 years. Like, you guys hired her. You knew how she talked.
No, it's just the times right now, you know? But I like to check in on her because I know sometimes they can wear down on her and some people are really, really mean to her.
So she's still doing phones and all that.
Yeah, yeah. She's stayed because the longer she's been with them, the better she gets, you know, benefits and her pay. And so she just did her 10 years, but she's thought about going other places, but she doesn't want to because of what she gets now. And I get it, but I could not stand to just be like yelled at and stuff sometimes. So she's definitely got grit because I don't know, somebody was being really Rachel to me like constantly, like, you know, some of the people on the phone. I don't know. I don't know if I could just smile and be like,
There was
calling city every day.
there was one person that said that she was Russian, and your mom's like, I am not.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm Bavarian.
No, she has some really good days, but she's like, you know, there are some days where, I mean, they say some horrible things. And my mom's literally like, I'm literally solely here to help. Like, you called us.
It's when there's people that, like, she can't help because, like, they overdrew the credit cards or whatever, and then they get mad.
Or their accounts are on hold, things like that. But she's like, it's not me.
Yeah, and that makes it easy to not take it personally. I'm sure those people are mad.
Yeah.
You know, and they may take it out on, you know, here it comes back to working in the prisons, you know, just they're not mad at you per se, just the
Yeah.
system itself. So it makes it easy to not take it personally.
But I told her, I was like, I commend you because I don't have that kind of patience. Like,
So you don't work in the phone company.
no.
Not like you. You're like, yeah, okay, have a good day, bye.
Well, I think with her working there for so long too, she kind of got it, you know, down. When things get over pressurized, she has ways to cool off.
So
That's helped me.
No, she's done good. I just,
Okay, but his impression of that was really good. It was kind of like my sprinkler impression. I'm not gonna lie. His was just a bomb.
I just wish I could get her to see that she deserves so much more.
In a lot of different things.
in life itself, you don't see many people come across many people that
No, I know.
have a lot of potential, even those that love and just really close, and it's we gotta find their way.
It's just hard biting my tongue, I guess, sometimes because there's so many times where, like, I've wanted to tell her husband to, like,
Kick rocks.
help her out, get a job. Like, she's only getting older, too. She's got health issues, too. He just won't get a job. Like, he has had supposed interviews and
No one's called him back.
things, and just like, it's her work's health insurance that he gets covered, and she's the one covering all the bills and all the things, and it's just, I get where she's wanting to just be helpful and stuff, but after like these last couple of years, it's like something's kind of got to give, because it's not fair to do the stress alone.
Well, not only that, but she even tried giving him an easier option, which was just door dashing for, a few hours in the day, making some income. And he'll be like, oh, like, my diabetes are kicking in, or the dog, like, I also saving the dogs, and this, that, and the third. And Gabby will literally be like, we used to leave the dogs for longer than, 3-4 hours in the day when we both were working normal jobs.
So it's just hard, because, like, I know it's not my place. Like, that's her thing. But it's hard when I'm there not to just be like, dude, like, she's not asking for a lot. She just solely needs some support, But I mean, other than that, like, she's doing good. She's gonna need a different car eventually. I keep telling her that too.
Your dad's a Converse person?
I know she loves the car that she has. Yes. But I'm like, girl, you
That means I gotta be falling apart by now. Yeah.
Well, it's had a weird shake, and she thought it was the tires, and she went to go get that looked at. And then she said it might be something else, but I mean, it's also getting up there in miles eventually at a point, and different things. So I'm just like, you need a different car.
Yeah, we had so many cars given to us. So many cars just given to us. Yeah, it's crazy. I still, since then I've had about 4 vehicles given to me in the last 10 years. Just given to me.
Yeah.
It just, for some reason, people give me big.
Like, it's awful things, but, why vehicles?
Necessity. Get around.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
I just know she's particular with the certain cars that she likes, and I think, this car has been her baby.
Well, she wanted that Camaro for a long time. Well, that ain't the Camaro she wanted. She wanted a 61.
Yes.
Yeah. There's two choosers.
I feel like she'll pop out with some other sports car or another.
Didn't you say that she had a sports car before the Camaro?
They had an older Camaro, and then she had a BMW or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
No, they used to be bougie as hell.
Almost very cheap.
I kept them all running. So I just want to keep my Jeep.
Yeah.
Wrangler?
Poncho.
There's a 81 Jeep Poncho.
That's the one that got flooded.
Yeah.
It's cool. We called it the Beast.
It was a beast.
You could hear it coming down the road.
Most you guys knew that your chores needed to be done before it got there.
Oh yeah. They're like, okay, put everything up, guys.
We got 5 minutes.
So you could hear it from the corner, and basically there's this, you know, they come around the corner and there's this long stretch, and then you drive up the driveway long stretch, and then you're in.
So you had about 5 minutes to get everything that you needed to
Yeah.
get done.
At least 2 or 3. Yeah, at least 2 or 3.
So you knew once you heard the engine of it like turning. Okay, mom and dad about to be in the
Is
house.
that when you kicked John the balls? Is it because you hit the car?
Oh no, that was when we lived in the blue house.
Oh.
When my mom pulled in the driveway because my brother was doing things that he shouldn't be doing, and I was gonna go call my mom, and he didn't want me to go tell her. So right when I turned around, when he grabbed me from behind, I turned around and I kicked him right where it counted, and my mom just happened to pull in at that moment. And I sung like a canary. Yeah, that was the house where I would sneak and watch the movies that I wasn't supposed to be watching that were locked away in the hutch. And then I'd get nightmares, and then I'd snitch on myself because I'd be scared.
That's one thing I didn't agree with. It's like, okay, you're going to watch them, but you're not going to allow the kids. That's
The only thing that, like, I wouldn't allow the kids to watch, like, at a younger age would be, like, movies that had, like, sex and sexual things in it. Because, like, there's at a certain age, like, you don't, like, they don't need to see those things.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like, scary movies and stuff, like, if you're going to watch it and you're
Well,
going to get scared, that's on your own.
We were very avid movie watchers, which is why
But there were movies that were her mom's that nobody can touch.
Mhm. A lot of the things were like the older
Like the never-ending
classics.
story.
Yeah.
You couldn't handle it. Nobody touched that DVD but her. She would go, "Oh."
Or, you know, my mom would talk about like these horrible things with The Exorcist. Did she own the movie? Yes. Why? Don't know. But it was in there and I watched it and I got scared.
That was the original.
Actually,
Blair one.
I watched that, yes, because John bet me that I couldn't sit there and watch the whole thing and not get scared. I watched the whole thing. I got absolutely terrified. I told him I wasn't scared. I went to bed and I cried. My mom found out.
Yeah, that's a messed up movie to watch.
Because he was like, "You're not going to watch that." And I was like, "Yes, I will." And he was
And then
like,
that's
"No, you're
where
not."
her whole thing started. Then you told me I can't, I'll do it.
Yeah, and then I became fascinated with horror movies. But yeah, we used to watch movies all the time.
It's kind of like all out on that 5 acres. That's all there was to do. Almost.
Mhm. Oh, I'd get so excited when they would come home with new DVDs.
Oh yeah, that was back when Redbox was huge.
Oh, and you knew it was good because when they came home with a red box and a pizza,
That's like almost every night.
I'm living life. Or I told her, I was like, I used to become obsessed with Sonic because the one shop that you used to work at was like across the street from Sonic. I was obsessed.
Sonic's good. I like Sonic.
Yeah, big much.
Yep.
Nothing.
Mine was the ocean water.
Yeah, matter of fact, that manager, Jared, I still tattoo him. He was in a few weeks ago, just stopping by.
Oh, that's
Just to say
cool.
hey. He's living
Pretty good,
tattoo around now.
Oh, it's not too far.
Yeah, not too far. His girlfriend is Native American, so they're always out doing like weird stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's a totally different person. Yeah,
Do they live on a reserve?
on the No, they live in Gansville.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, I mean, he's always helping stuff like that, the stuff that she's doing. But yeah, I mean, he's like the super calmest person. And I remember back then he was so stressed out all the time working over there at Sonic. And yeah, it's just he's a different person. Really cool.
Well, you know, different environments create different situations, but that's cool. There's some DVDs are gonna be like non-existent too. Everything's gonna be like, put this QR code in. Watch this.
I mean, well, that's pretty
Digital
much it
streaming
now, right?
has, yeah. Well, yeah, because if you think about it, most stores only have a very small section if they have DVDs at this point.
It's like everything's streaming.
Because even if you think like where do you really see DVD players anymore? It's sound bars, streaming devices, you know, with all the TVs and stuff.
Also, control the rights better.
But if you think about it, the eras that we've gone through, though, to go from like VHS, DVD, digital streaming, and how fast that went, crazy.
Never VHS.
The video.
We had every Disney movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm talking about when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, we had the like video stores that we'd go to, and all the way through. I mean, into the 2000s, we had.
I was gonna say because they closed down the last of Blockbuster when like a year after Joshua came out.
Not in Oregon. There's one left.
Yeah, you guys have the one single and then Blockbuster. Those used to be cool too, because then you could get the membership and you get like a free large popcorn with your movie rentals. I feel like the nostalgia of everything just gets taken away.
Yeah, progress.
Simpler times.
That's all. Everything's just AI. You know, it'll burn out eventually. You know, it's just.
Well, I saw this TikTok the other day though, and it was like if you think back to, you know, late 80s, early 90s, like even up to the early 2000s, like how slow and less stressful life actually was. And
Some more people with their kids at parks, not on their phones constantly.
Yeah, it's definitely even the young 18-year-olds that I'm talking to and stuff like that. He said it time's moving really fast for them.
well, you thought back then, like, oh man, this is so cool to have like the convenience of things, but we didn't know what it was really gonna
Awesome.
skyrocket into and what we were trading for convenience.
You move towards something, you're moving away from something.
Because even now, I swear kids that are, you know, 10, 11, all the way up to 18, like, their childhoods are way different. And they're just so like,
Attached to that house.
crazy more mature than we were at that age.
Well, there's going to be a caveat with that. Mentally, for lack of better terms, stupid. Because living requires bipedal motion for us
Yeah.
to learn. Eye-hand coordinations, you know, crossing the midline, things like that, you know, out in the environment. It's proven that that's what builds intelligence,
Yeah.
along with everything else. And once you take away that, you know, it disrupts the learning patterns for kids, and especially at the critical ages. So,
I'm more worried with so much technology though with the hands-on stuff. It's just gonna eventually we're gonna be hurting for it. Like people that know how to do cars and HVAC and things like
there's a
that.
resurgence of all that. And I think people are getting back to the graphite, but here's the issue with all that is the big companies, I think, are going to implode. And because people want to get back to the community-based things. They want community-based businesses, not these huge corporations that are being, you know, they're feeding some billionaire in some foreign communist country that, you know,
Yeah.
wants to, you know, just rule everything. But outside of that, and I think people want to go back to community level things.
Well, like even my high school, they used to have like auto shop and different things. I don't even hear about those things no more. Home ec. All the things that taught.
I had to have home ec in high school.
Yeah.
You know, there were certain things that I had to have growing up. Civics classes, all through school. I had to learn about the structure of the government.
Mhm.
They don't teach that anymore. It's just,
True economics.
yeah. No, they teach the economics. Now, here's another thing they don't teach. Historically, debt. If you've been in debt, you know another name that is ascribed with that? Slavery. If you're in debt to somebody, you are their slave. Historically, that is absolutely accurate. So this is my belief. They just changed the name.
Yeah.
And then they did away with this idea that debt is slavery. So if you change the definition of stuff, it still doesn't change the fact.
Yeah.
And what do they teach in schools? Oh, everybody, a debt-based society. Everything is, they call it credit. You change the name from debt to credit. Oh, well, no, well, credit. Yeah, in essence, you own it. Yeah, only, I mean, here we pay in the United States, you get taxed on, or we get taxed on the things we own.
Yeah.
You can't own a house. You pay taxes on purchasing it, and you pay taxes for the rest of your life on it. So you really don't own it.
Yep. I was just gonna say that.
It's the car, same thing. Same thing. Get a check from your employer, then you paid income tax. Then you go spend your money. You get taxed on top of that. Yeah, there's about to be a major tax revolt.
Then you pay all the taxes for the year that you.
Well, and then all the corruption that's being exposed, where all these trillions of dollars are ending up in these things that get pushed through, just like what's happening in Washington now, threat of the government shutdown, because all these different people want their pet projects in there that they can funnel money through the corruption.
Makes sense.
Quick.
I honestly didn't even know it was there until the other day. I literally was like looking at my hand because I was like washing my hand and I was like, I don't know what I think. I can't wait to see your bike once it's going.
Yeah, I gotta basically rebuilding the whole property. For parts.
That's gonna be so satisfying though once it's like done and on the road.
Yeah, that's right now. It's
He's like not in the in between.
not in between. I remember working on the Jeep for sometimes days to get it going. It just
I mean, I feel like those roads really didn't help though. You know?
no, I've changed out that engine at least once out there. I want to say maybe twice. And I'm thinking I've changed that engine twice while we were out there. It was like Aaron and helping with that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years. Like that thing, he's probably fallen off the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he had a great family at the time too. That was
Yeah.
crazy thing.
Addiction is another.
Mother trucker. I love that turquoise.
It's insane. It was like super pretty. Like he mixed the blue and whatever color, other color it was. I was like,
Blue green, yeah. Yeah.
Voila.
It's so pretty.
Push that under it. Oh my god. Green on the cellophane there, not cellophane. Sweet. Good stuff. Ooh.
Please can't wait to see what Joshua's face is. It's really terrible. But...
Well, for his first. So Kevin's look. Or no, it was John. It was John. When he first did John's tattoo, he was like, his eyes were on. That was funny. Yeah.
I like watching videos like that of like people's reactions getting their first tattoo. Some people are so over dramatic.
Oh my. Got a few of those too.
There was one guy just recently on TikTok who was tattooing this one girl, and she wanted to dive right in and do her ribs, and he was like advising her against it, but he was like, you know, if that's you want your first tattoo, and she almost passed out like twice, you know, in the thing, and he had to like pause this thing and like make sure like she was good and stuff, and you know, by the end she was like, yeah, there was a couple times where I didn't know, and I'm like, oh, girl, we saw it. Crazy.
It's fun.
Or one guy that like got like just like right around the inner part of his armpit, and he's like almost about to like pass out in the chair, and like what?
Aw. As it says, baby, that's gorgeous. I never wanted a rose before. That makes me want a blue rose from you now. Aw.
Yeah, it's a very pretty color.
Blue is really my go-to on cover.
Yeah,
I love blue for cover-ups, and it just works better than red.
well, going forward with all my things, like I'm very intentional with what I want now, because you know, one, the name, but then two, like the feather one, when having had it done, like I didn't think it through, and then when it had gotten done, you know, obviously seeing how like it turned out, it was just kind of like,
Meh.
yeah. So now, you know, covering on that, but I don't have like a crazy amount of things that I like just want to throw on like I used to. Like, I mean, there is things that I want still, but I'm more intentional with what
You think it through.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's you know, that's just a part of growing up, learning to do just that, make better decisions through life. You know, and that's
My chest tattoo, he told me, I guarantee you about 5-10 years from now, he's like, you're going to look back and you're not going to want it there. I argued him for, I don't even
Yeah,
know
I
how
was
long,
like,
until he
okay.
finally said, you know what?
okay. Well, I remember that. I was like,
Right, I
okay.
was wrong.
It wasn't about right or wrong.
At the time,
it
though,
wasn't-
I just thought it was cool. You know, I was like, oh, I'll be the girl that has, you know,
The chest tattoo.
chest tattoo and stuff.
I still can't believe that you and your sister both, for your very first tattoos, were like, to the tramp stamp.
It was the thing at the time.
Like, not just you. Not just you.
You
Oh,
were talking
tramp-
me out of that one, too.
By the way, tramp stamps, from my understanding, are on the way back in.
I've seen the trend on TikTok.
Yeah, I still have yet to.
You have to request it?
Yeah, no, it just outside of like a guy. I think a guy did lately, but okay, well, this is a few months back though.
I've been asked if I had to choose a different place for a first tattoo, like would I have done it differently? No. It's my first tattoo ever. I still love that thing. Never made it to color because I just didn't.
Yeah, let's see.
No, that just goes back to being stubborn. But then you pay the price, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I could have had people in the past do cover-ups, but I don't trust people with that. I was like, I had no idea.
You know, it just cover-ups are a specialty.
Because you really don't want someone making it look worse than what it originally even was.
All right, I'm just about done here. Just shut down. What are you guys hungry for?
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Mm. In that case, McDonald's it? No, I'm just kidding.
Right?
Oh, wait, I think the bathroom's
Oh. I'm gonna shut this down.